All good, and welcome to another one for Attila to War Game. Man, I haven't played Attila in ages, but this is the first game that I popped into in months as a guy against a guy who genuinely a really nice guy who has only been playing for like 2 or 3 days. So although you can expect me to sort of to win on this one, I'm gonna put it into pause mode a little bit because I forgot he goes crazy aggro. What was I saying? So I have a strong upper hand already from that, but I'm gonna play it from his perspective because, like I said, he seemed like a nice bloke, and I said I'll do the video anyway. Solely really just to maybe give him some pointers, and as you're watching, you know that I am probably not the best at pointers. But straight away, we have brought down all of your cavalry, all of the skirmish cavalries, to force the unions back here quite convincingly. All I really have to do here, however, though, is completely split them up. Splitting them up, I have these units here just hidden in the trees. I like how close they are. Anything yet is not currently aware. That's quite lucky in that little volley. Fire arrows, I personally don't use. It depends on you find. I guess because I've got tier 2 heavy melee cavalry, the fire arrows will do the additional damage. However, their lack of accuracy and their resource, because they're heavy on the resources as well, I just don't bother using them really anymore. Shogun, I had a bit of nerdgasms every time I saw them in Shogun 2. I absolutely love fire arrows in that, but sadly in this one I don't feel they paid off quite as well as possible. Here, as you can see, I split off my men, and you're now jumping in behind the front of everything. That's kind of a little bit bad to start off with that one. As you can see here, you've got melee infantry coming in. These aren't the strongest of melee infantry. You can clearly see that if I go over here, that is what they're fighting. These and these. Not too sure what you literally just got Persian levy. Persian levy is probably one of the worst. I would play a lot more defensively with this. You got your slingers. Slingers, their rate of fire is quite tremendous, as we all know. Probably best to use them to target the archers here. Probably wouldn't come too far. Probably would have stuck more in the tree lines. You would have got some cover from my arrows. So you can see, I've got 4 sets of archers compared to his 2 sets of slingers, and obviously the archers are gonna outmatch that. So as soon as I see his sort of guys come up here, I need to talk about the cavalry at the same time. I'm gonna pause it again. So as I saw these guys as running down here, I'm obviously going to target these. You don't want these so close. You want these to be a little bit more defensive, and you probably want to have 2 spearmen in the front row, and obviously the 2 sword melee infantry in the rear to cover any plugs. And these guys, I think these guys still do have spear shield wall formation just to sort of help cover that. But as you can see, I've already started to lap my men around. I've got these 2 hitting them in straight from the side. I'm going to hit these from behind, then they're going to charge to the side of them. And on the cavalry, because I split off my men and bring up my other set of cavalry that I had over on the left hand side, I managed to now get a little circle around the archer cavalry, and as you're going to see from this one, the elephants here caught me up a little bit, but now that I've managed to get in there, there's just a change of fire with no real clear direction. My guys got a charge to throw in their little char and javelins just to signal that. These guys here I think get away slightly. Oh no, these guys are hitting to them, as you can see, because they got scared out by these. These guys are now going to hit straight in from the side. So these guys here is going to get a little bit killed off. My swordsmen did get kind of smashed in here. They're pretty to occupy everyone until I get everything else sword over here. This here is quite lucky also. You can probably bring these around a little bit more. Don't underestimate your elephants. Elephants I personally would have had up here with the infantry, purely because elephants smash the crap out of infantry, and don't have them just standing there fighting either. Just keep moving them, continuously charging to different units. Use them like shot cavalry. You smack into a unit, smack into another unit. That's the way I personally use them anyway. People watching this down below, you can give me advice, and you're giving this guy advice on just sort of things to do. So I'll greatly appreciate that. I don't know why my voice starting to sound very bassy to myself. I don't know it's very true. Here is not really focusing too much on what's happening with the infantry. You could pull these back in if you really wanted to try and help in the fight. It's going to be quite in vain now. These guys aren't really dedicated to a fight. Sometimes this is just Attila's pathfinding, I find. Back over here, as you can see, I managed to get these just because he wasn't really microing these very efficient at that. I was able to catch up with them quite quickly, setting fire to the trees like the anarchist he is. There you go. I managed to get up to these guys here, as you can see. That's not going to be too much actually. I think my guys end up losing that. You got 41 against the 56. Can't remember what actually happens in that little fight, but I do believe my guys actually rout. Here, of course, these guys are starting to break. Managed to bring in these extra 9 back. 2 of my spearmen are coming up now, as you can see. Now that I've got the addition of the spearmen, this cavalry fight is something that you do not want to be a part of. Again, an idea maybe is to sacrifice your elephants to charge through there as you get the rest of your cavalry out. Here, charging back into spears is the worst idea. Especially since my spearmen are actually, I think, they're very heavy spearmen again. And they're something that you don't really want to be overly a part of. Again, I've kind of got my Nordic bows. Probably my weakest thing about my army is my archers. So exploiting that early might have been a little bit better. I mean, with your horse cavalry, you kind of had a more of an efficient line. Like if I just sort of pause, say if we started off and I was over there with my line, and you sort of started with your line over here. Get some of your skirmish cavalry over here if you wanted to. Maybe split them up, have some over there and some over here. This is where you're going to need to dual micro, which I mentioned before. And from that, you can basically out harass me. Use your hurlers to sort of keep focus on my archers when they're up here. Use, as you can see, because I had quite a lot of archers, you kind of had a bit extra tree advantage. Sticking in the trees would have been quite useful for that extra bit of cover. Say if you got your hurlers in the trees, they like near the edge of the trees, they can fire out quite efficiently. But firing in, the odd arrow or two will get held up by the trees, so you'll have some cover from that. It's little things, but they do pay off quite a bit. It's like Chinese whispers, isn't it? It's like, hey. While they're embracing, let's say. What else did you have over being? I don't know if you had cav advantage. You definitely had strong cavalry and you had lancer cavalry. I think from a more traditional setup in time, things like that will come to sort of the overall layout of your units. Oh, my frames has dropped to 16. Why are they so low? Okay, it's going to be careful here because now I've got all of my spearman tree in here. As you can see, it's only a short matter of time until I start killing most of their men that they have here. And also they got, oh yeah, they did manage to beat them. I do remember, I'm pretty sure they did beat them. But most of my cavalry I think is actually bailed from this fight now by the seems, but I think I still have one set of cavalry. I was playing with all of my groupings, I was like, Control G, Control G. I was like, nah, I can't do this, they're confusing me. And then I ungrouped everything and then I was doing the hotkeys to select the groups. I'm like, ah. So my formation, as you can see, isn't exactly accurate with what was going on. I was like, right, you guys just fire them. I don't have to really worry too much about that. Here, kind of just get them sectioned off a little bit more. And you see them starting to push down. Putting these guys around purely because I want them to hold up their men during the course of the melee. Not too sure if my general actually got into the fight then. No, I don't think he really did. Oh, my voice is going again, basically. Here I managed to pick these off quite easily. When you see archers alone like this and you've got a little bit of cavalry, I know you don't really have a lot, I guess, to play with, but if you just gauge them into melee, they are probably one of the worst archers I think actually in the game, so you could have done a lot of damage with this. Elephants again, kind of using them as skirmisher units, just use them as wrecking balls. That's why I say keep them with the infantry. If you had your infantry up there fighting with support of elephants going in and out, like, I still reckon I would have won that because I would have had my spear units there. However, I do feel that you would have killed a hell of a lot more men of the elephants doing that than using them as skirmish units like this. Not to say that's not bad. If you put them into formation, they still do shoot as they please. So I believe that was game. This is now is just, yeah, it's like normal units there to go cav. But this is now the end of the game. Like I said, it's a short one. It's only really, I kind of said I'd do it from his perspective. I kind of went a lot quicker than I expected. So he's just going to walk through the forest and burn down the occasional tree. But those are very small, basic things to what could have happened in this game. I hope you enjoyed. Those coming on the outside watching this, I'm trying to get more actual proper games up. This is all part of that. But I think given the situation, because like I said, he's a genuine, just a really nice guy. So I thought, no, I'll do this video and see if I can help and send him the links, obviously. Other things like that. But I've been Carpus. I wish to have this in full motion so we can start watch some fine elephant slaying. I've been Carpus. I hope you enjoyed this short video. I really do hope there'll be more to come. I'll see you next time.